Good morning.
Good morning.
This is June 11th, Meditation Reflections.
Mm-hmm.
And we had both of us had massive, not downloads, well,
Information and instruction.
yeah, and we could probably go for hours on this one, but we won't. We'll keep it short and just cover some topics. We may do some videos on the more interesting details of this, but we had so much information we had to make notes.
Right.
So
I think we're being given further topics to meditate about, and we will receive further instructions.
the first thing I'd like to talk about is our relationship to the earth and the physical vibratory action of our bodies compared to the earth. As y'all know, the earth is rapidly changing and moving into the next density. And if we're not attuned to that density, we actually don't get to stay here. We have to move to a density that is more in tune with where we're at. So staying connected to the earth is very important. And both of us this morning especially, well, we felt it previously, but we understand it a little more since we meditated on it. And it's our physical vibration compared to the physical vibration of the earth. And it feels almost like an earthquake to me. And it also felt similar to the feeling that I get when I'm getting a healing from a tree, but that sensation is much more rhythmic and steady. It's just kind of a slow rocking of my entire body when I'm leaning my back against the tree, and I connect with the tree so much so that it actually resonates with me and gives me a healing. And like I say, it's just a rhythmic rocking back and forth. The motion we have been feeling connecting with the earth is different. It's more like a earthquake. Yeah.
1.2, 2.2.
It's something like that.
3, 2. Those very light earthquakes that kind of just rattle everything.
And it's not rhythmic. It's much more erratic.
Yeah, so. And we have enough suspended plants or little objects dangling that if it was an earthquake, we'd see them move.
And we've seen that recently too.
That's true.
We've had several earthquakes recently.
They're
anyway,
very light.
That's next topic.
No, I want to add one more detail on that.
Sorry.
One of the things to show you can do it in meditation, we were having a conversation, both realized that we'd been having these experiences. And I said, let's go back in and check. So we went back in for a few minutes and meditated and asked about this vibratory sense. It came up immediately, but what was interesting is we noticed that it was coming from the earth to us, and then we realized there's another similar kind of vibratory experience going from us back to the earth.
Yeah.
And both of us were having that experience, and though we had the experience separately, we could confirm that particular experience of it. And that's one of the group advantages of either group meditation or meditation in pairs, is both can check and then report on what they experienced specifically, which I think is some help.
Yeah. So in group meditations and in paired meditations, it's the two of us on the physical level and our guides, which we have names for, which enables us to connect more deeply with them. And Donna has very good conversations with them. I have light contact, get a word or two here and there, but Donna can hold a dialogue with them.
That's been kind of interesting. And usually it's instructional, and I can clearly see that some of this stuff that was coming in this morning, I'm going to get instructions on, okay,
Good.
This works this way.
And like I say, we'll probably be doing videos outside of meditation reflections, but to expand on some of these topics.
Yeah, I think they're important.
Another one, should we talk about the white animals?
I think that's coming up, but it was interesting that you had a vision,
No,
a
it's
dream.
a dream. dream?
last night. Tell them about that.
Okay, the
That'll
dream I had
explain.
last night was of a white fantail. We have fantails living here
Yeah.
on our property. We've got a little over 2 acres, so it's full of trees. And as the longer we've lived here, the more trees we've got. We started out with 2, and now we're over 200 trees.
Mm-hmm.
So that drew in the birds, and we have quite a few different species of birds living here. Anyway, had a dream last night of a white fantail, and fantails usually fly pretty close to people, but not like this one. The one in my dream, it was inches from me. It had no fear of me whatsoever, and unfortunately I didn't get a direct message from it, and but the fact that it was white, and we'll talk more about the meaning behind white animals, particularly probably the best known one is the white buffalo in North America.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that was a kind of a fantastic dream. Anyway,
I wrote, but this was not an albino.
no,
It's a white animal that's
Yep.
not an accidental albino. It's
right,
got normal eyes.
yeah.
And actually, we're seeing more and more of those on the planet, which is something we do want to talk about.
So anyway, what else?
I think this is leading in a lot of directions. The portal to the sun,
Oh yeah, that was
which is
very cool.
useful.
In connecting with the guides, 2 of the guides are mainly earth-based. Sakota and Tane Mauta is a New Zealand Lord of the Forest, very connected with nature and the earth and everything. Sakota, North American, and he was a shaman, or is a shaman. Anyway, I was connecting to all the guides in the group and then realizing, well, some of them are actually interplanetary. They're from elsewhere. And connecting to them is actually easier if you go through the sun, and that's the information I was given, to where they come from and their energy is. And because the sun is a portal, it makes it much easier to connect. So
That's simply imagining that route through the sun and then imagining also where you want to end up. Or asking for some guidance as to where, and there's different understandings coming from different planetary groupings.
So if you want to do some cosmic traveling, use the sun as a portal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only other thing I wanted to add in, not to keep it too long, is I had a strong sense of transformation and change, but it was at a very, very subtle level. In this transformation, the ultimate outcome is positive. That is decided. The number of people making a positive transition is the present goal, which is actually about information. And the message I got is the what if question, which is a mechanism for keeping open barriers and thinking your way around things, just in case. Did you consider it from this angle and that angle, and does that give you more insight? And this was about allowing as many people to make as positive a transition as possible. And I definitely got a strong sense of a pivot point, that little thinking about it, meditating, oh, what if there were this possibility, changes a lot of things, and it's asking everybody to be very creative, which I think was the underlying message.
I think that's the key, is creativity, because we're all presented with problems, barriers, confrontations, what's the word I'm looking for? Challenges.
Yeah.
And sometimes those challenges can seem like absolute walls. There's no way around it. It's going to bring me down, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just keep working at it and use the what if question. What if? And look at possibilities, because they're Yeah.
That sums it up. Looking at possibilities
Yeah.
and then giving yourself choices.
Yeah.
So you're not.
And we always have choices.
You always have
Think
choices.
outside the box.
True.
Okay.
Or, I really like that New Zealand expression. The other half of it is, and where's the box? You need to know there's a box, and then you have to go, okay, I'm getting out of this one. Anyway, that pretty much covers it for this morning. We have a lot more coming because we've been given a lot of assignments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So enjoy your day and blessings to you.
Blessings upon you.